Good evening, I'm Jim Lara. On the News Hour tonight, the news of this Tuesday. Then state reaction to the president's second win push for immigration reform.
While President Bush argues in Washington against the dangers of the status quo on immigration, several states have been taking matters into their own hands. In Georgia, State Senator Chip Rogers, a Republican, was behind a new law that imposes tighter restrictions on illegal immigrants, their access to jobs and to social services. In Arizona, State Representative Ben Miranda, a Democrat, has opposed legislation that would crack down on illegal immigrants. Gentlemen, welcome to you both. Senator Rogers, let me ask you first, is Washington having the right argument?
No, they're not having the right argument. This is not a legislative matter at all. This is an executive matter. The executive branch and President Bush have simply failed the American people. We constantly hear about this being debated between Democrats and Republicans. It's not about politicians. It's about the American people. The American people are very clear. You fooled us once in 1986 with a massive amnesty. You're not going to fool us again. Secure the borders, and then we'll talk about 20 million illegal aliens that are here. But until you actually secure the borders, this legislation is totally unnecessary.
Let me ask the same question of Representative Miranda from your point of view in Arizona.
Well, I think there's been a failure, a complete failure since 86. 86 didn't address the issue because it failed to take into consideration the increased need for foreign labor in this country. It's obvious. The fact is that we have to move the debate towards and answer a couple of questions to precede that. One, we can't deport 12 million people. If we arrive at that conclusion, then we move on towards a solution. What's stalled in the Senate today is a bill that has criticism from both sides. But I suspect at the end we will have immigration reform, because without it, it means outsourcing jobs to foreign countries, and it also means that we will have silent amnesty. To continue to maintain the status quo is the equivalent of silent amnesty.
I have to ask you, Representative Miranda, based on what you've seen unfold in the Senate in the last couple of weeks, and again today with the president, who didn't seem to change a lot of minds, at least not immediately, why are you so optimistic about the prospects for that bill?
Well, I think it's important to look at the labor needs of this country, and we begin there. Now, we could go over a number of studies that have been done, but I'll just simply limit it to this. We do need foreign labor, and we've started a very dangerous trend when we see the number of outsourcing that's been done from this country. 80% of our companies that trade on the stock market right now do some form of outsourcing to foreign countries. Every time I went shopping at Christmas time, when I turned over that gift that I was going to buy, it said India, Thailand, or China. There's something in there that says to us that we need to look seriously of how economically we're managing this country, and the economics of this country are very much interwoven with the need for labor.
Senator Rogers, let's get our heads out of Washington for a moment and talk about what it is you have accomplished in Georgia. Describe to us this new law which has taken an effect in Georgia.
I'll be glad to, but let me first say something about that. I hear my friend from Arizona talk about this as if it's some sort of corporation. America's not a corporation. We are a country. Some things matter more than the bottom line. Some things matter more than the price of tomatoes. Our country, our rule of law is paramount here. And if we continue to look at this only in dollars and cents from that perspective, we're never talking about what really matters to Americans. Americans sense this. It's not about the bottom line for big multinational corporations. It's about our nation.
But
here in Georgia, what we simply said was, there are laws on the books. We are going to enforce these laws. I'm sure my friend in Arizona has great respect for the work he does in the Arizona legislature, and that when he passes a law, he actually believes it's going to be enforced. Well, when the United States Congress passed immigration reform in 1986 and then again in 1996, it wasn't just a joke. These weren't just suggestions. These are laws that are on the books. We don't have the liberty to pick and choose which laws we follow. So in Georgia, we have a comprehensive bill, using that term, that actually enforces the laws that are on the books.